Today we're going to be going over how to use PhotoStory, and I'm going to be your guide, Kayla Backhouse. Let's start by opening up PhotoStory. Double click on it, and today we're going to begin a new story. So we're going to click New Story and hit Next. Next we're going to import some pictures. To do this, we are going to hit the Import Pictures button, and then we're going to import from one of our files. So we're going to double click the file, and then we're going to select all the pictures we would like. To select all of them at once, we're going to hit the Shift button, and we're going to hit the arrow key down to select all the ones in my folder. Once we have all of those selected, we're going to hit OK. To just insert one at a time, we can do. Let's hit Import Pictures again, and we're just going to insert one. And then hit OK. Okay, now that we have all our pictures imported, we're going to edit them and remove some of the black borders. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the black borders. So we're going to click on the button Remove Black Borders. And while it pops up, we can move where we would like it to zoom in and zoom out to. I'm going to just adjust this one just a little bit, so it changes the picture just a little bit. And then if we want to use this one, we're going to hit Yes. We're going to hit OK. The next thing we can do is we can edit some of our pictures. If we want it rotated, we can rotate 90 degrees. If you have some of those that you take with your camera, you know, and they're a little different. We can crop. I actually don't want to crop this one. We already cropped it. So we are going to crop it again, I guess. Good fun stuff. And then we're going to go to Auto Fix. Fix some of that discoloration. The sunlight. So that one is fixed. And if we would like to do it in effect, black and white, charcoal. Some of these are really neat, but not just for photographs. The black and white. I like that one and I like the color one, but I think I'm going to leave this one color. So, no effect to this one. And yes, I would like to save the changes. We're going to have to save each pic. Next, we are going to add some text. This photo story is going to be about taking a trip to South Dakota, my home state. So let's go. Let's type South Dakota. We want it at the top, and we want it right there. And let's put 2010, because I went during the winter. Not all my pictures are from the winter, though. And we're going to change some font. Let's do Times New Roman. Bold. Let's make it a little bigger. And I want some bright color. Let's try some blue. Let's see what it looks like. Let's go a little smaller. There we go. So that's how we use text. We can justify it, center it, and go to the right. But I like mine to the left. And middle, and bottom. But I think we're going to stay at the top. So that's how we add text. Next, we're going to try some custom motion. So let's click Custom Motion, specify Start and End. This is where the picture is going to start. And I want it to start right there. And we're going to zoom into South Dakota. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the little box. Yes, it does keep its proportions. So let's go And we'll just go in straight to South Dakota. Keeping the words itself. And we'll zoom in as much as possible. Does take a little bit of time, but it's well worth it. It makes the effect very nice. So let's preview this. So we zoom right into the state. Very nice. We're going to save. And we will do this with the rest of the pictures. The next thing we're going to go over is transitions. So we went from motion and duration to transitions. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go and choose a transition. You do need to be careful with these. Too many transitions in a movie does make it look a little sloppy and unprofessional. So use your judgment on that, but do a couple at least. It does make it a little more interesting. So we are going to... I like to stick with the simpler ones. Let's preview and see. I picked crossfade. And that's okay. So we're going to save. And I'm going to finish the rest of the pictures and we will come back. Now we're going to work on recording. First thing we're going to do is get what we're recording, which picture we're going to do. Click on it. So I am going to do the South Dakota one. Just my introduction slide. What we're going to say is, welcome to South Dakota. This is my winter trip back home to see family and friends. So first thing we're going to do to record is hit the little red button. And we're going to start. This is my trip from South Dakota in winter of 2010. Back to see family and friends. And then we hit the stop recording button. Let's see how it sounds. Let's preview. So we're going to hit the preview button. And we're going to start. This is my trip from South Dakota in winter of 2010. Back to see family and friends. Okay, I did not like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it by hitting the arrow. The first thing we're going to do to re-record is hit the record narration button again. This is my trip to South Dakota in winter of 2010 to see family and friends. And let's preview again. This is my trip to South Dakota in winter of 2010 to see family and friends. So that is fine. So now we're going to go on to the next one. Now we're going to start working on adding music. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add music from our computer. So the first thing we're going to do is hit the select music button. And let's go to our various artists. Double click. And I'm just going to add some Bach. So we'll add Concerto number 3. So we're going to just click on it and then hit open. And let's see how that sounds. This is my trip to South Dakota in winter of 2010. Sounds pretty good, so we'll leave it like that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create some music from Photostory 3. We're going to hit the create music button first. And we're going to select what kind of genre we want. I'm going to go with country for right now. And what kind of style? I'm going to go acapella, classical, and let's do righteous. And we can preview. We can play with the tempo. Go really slow. It's really fast. And the intensity. Versus low versus high. So you can play with each thing and see how it sounds and how it changes the mood. So we're going to go with the low intensity and kind of a medium speed. So we'll do that. And now we just added it, but I don't want it on all of these slides. So we're going to change the music. Once we finished all the music, now we're going to save our story. We have a couple of different options. We can save on our computer, send as an email, and send to our phone or an iPod or such. I'm going to leave the name just the way it is, and I'm going to save it in an MVP format. So I'm going to hit next, and it does take a while to save it. It is very big file, but we will be able to play it back in a second. So while this is saving, I'm going to pause and we'll come back and then we'll view my photo story. So now we saved it and it came up as a photo story right here. I saved it as photo story 1, so it comes up with this little icon with my first slide. And now we can view my project. Let's click play and let's see how it goes. Some of my trips home in some places I just loved in South Dakota growing up. I'm going to tell you a little about each one. Beautiful Mount Rushmore on a great sunny day. It was so beautiful. This is Rough Luck Falls. I'm not going to have you watch the whole thing, but this is how we made a photo story. So this wraps it up, and thank you for watching. Thank you.